Alex? All right.
Is this the link?
Division line?
Yes, today,
So good morning everyone. Alex. Our members from TNIA, Docomo and virtual, commissioners, your team, and Mr. Saru Sack from the governor's office, director from FPM, the staff, as well as our viewers online. Guru Council, good morning everyone, and welcome to the Yankee State Board of Education Standing Committee meeting, Capitol Hill, on Capital Improvement Projects and PSS project. This Wednesday, January 14th at 9:02, the board's conference room in Capitol Hill. So first of all, I'd like to ask Scott to remind for the DOE policy.
the attendance room.
Or the tenants, okay.
Antonio L. Borja. For Borja, you still have your team. You do. I apologize, you're online now. Member Borja?
Ms. Gomez, the question? Can you hear me?
Okay, I was doing roll call, sir.
Present.
Thank you. Andrew L. Orsini.
Present.
Anthony W. Cruz Garcia.
Present.
Mr. Chairman, all members are present, there is a quorum.
Thank you. Moving down under the recurring matters, adoption of agenda.
Chairman, may I
Yes.
just like to make a slight amendment to our agenda for today under number 4, new business, and it will be number 3, organizational chart of the existing MDM. I'd like to discuss that as far as since we're here at the CIP meeting.
Okay.
Yes.
Ready? Forum? Anything you want to include or any new business?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So that's it. So number 2, adoption of agenda.
Mr. Chairman, may I move to adopt the agenda for our CIP meeting as amended?
Second motion.
The agenda has been seconded. Adopted.
Antonio Borja.
Yes.
Andrew L. Orsini.
Again.
Anthony W. Cruz Garcia.
Movement.
Mr. Chairman, all members voting yes.
Good. So moving down to number 3. Item.
Two public comments.
2. Public comments.
Yes, sir. Pursuant to BOE Policy 0415, public comments are limited to 30 minutes. We ask that remarks be limited to 3 minutes each. Everyone is welcome to submit written comments. Anyone online for public comments? I don't see anyone online, Mr. Chairman.
All right.
Anyone here in the conference room for public comments? No public comments, Mr. Chairman.
But now, moving down to number 3, the unfinished business, which is we don't have. Skip that. So under new business, number 1, HLS project. To turn over to the commissioner.
Good morning, Chairman. Thank you for the opportunity to report on just all of the, besides the public news project, which we'll give you an update here in a minute. Thank you for the opportunity to update on all the other projects, capital improvement, the safety issues and concerns that we have with our facilities, as well as FEMA funded projects. And in the group we have is Ben Smith, who is program manager of the FDM. To my right is Mr. Peter Rosario, who is out of the governor's office helping us and the public assistance office with pushing a lot of these people public projects, along with, to his right, the FDM director, Mila, and to his right is facility safety coordinator. And I think we have some folks online. We have Ms. Donna Flores, and I can see some others from the board, and representative of our personnel, HR office. So with that, we will provide you with the situation of the Hubwood project. Right now, it is currently still under contract with the named contractor who we have been communicating since the beginning of the contract back in February of last year, and seeing so many challenges and opportunities along the way, but nevertheless, bringing us to this point with this particular project. We divided the project into, get folks to get into the details here, but primarily we divided the project into 3 phases. Phase 1, because it's a design build contract. Phase 1 is the design piece, and then phase 2 alpha would be the demolition, and then 2 bravo would be the construction piece. We've gone, and yesterday I'm meeting with the contractor, and 100% of the design has been completed, and we're just now waiting for stamp and certification from the engineers and the architect of record. And from there, we'll take that design and use that design to build that, because we've done 2 alpha, which is the demolition piece, right? So that's completely, that's been completed. Now we're getting into the 2 bravo phase, which we have I've written a letter to the contractor to terminate the contract to continue on with the construction piece, and we're asking for them to finish the design and submit all the certified stamped design by the 31st of January, so that we can then put this out for bid, so another contractor can come in and actually do the structure. And the reason for termination has been because of the absence of a security bonding, U.S. Treasury listed security bond. And so without that, we're not going to be able to proceed with the contractor with the structure. So that's where we were with that project. Again, the design is 100% from the current contractor, and we foresee this being a good design for us to absolutely build, and when it's complete in a matter of a year's time frame, we should be. As far as FEMA is concerned, I'll have the folks that are working with FEMA on the funding side, but we have not lost the funding. We have continued to maintain the funding for this project. And so I anticipate completion of the project next year. Anybody want to add anything?
So this, like Commissioner said, the contractor is securing the licenses for the engineers and the certificate of authority. So once they get that, they'll be able to start implement and submit it as 100% complete. So that's what we're waiting from the contractor.
So, so essentially, like the 2 gentlemen stated, there's currently a change order pending legal review. Like the Commissioner said, maintain the design and removing the construction piece. Now, the design is a critical piece in the next invitation to bid when we put this project out to bid. Because bidders will be bidding on the design. So once we get that stamp design, the project will be put out to bid. And just to quickly add on, PSS is also going to initiate pre-qualification of contractors so that we can carefully, or PSS can carefully vet these contractors to ensure they have the capacity, the capability, the resources, meeting all contractual requirements, and most critically, that they have what it takes to complete the project, having learned from this unfortunate incident. So that's where we're at. I communicated to the administration to press the Board of Professional Licensing to convene and act on the applications of CJI's stateside architect engineers so that plan can get stamped. So CGI is given to the month to submit that stamp again. Thank you.
Members? Any questions regarding
Toro?
Toro? Buddy?
No, but I understand that it's out of our control in regards to some of the items of CJ. Other than that, I have no comments to that.
Yes? Vice Chair?
I don't know where to begin, but there's a lot of areas that I'd like to address regarding to the existing project going on at Wood Middle School. First of all, it seems like there is a disarray or sort of confusion of communication, and apparently I read that on the recent newspaper about Hopwood, CGI, the vendor, then not being rebid or something like that. And my concern, Commissioner, honestly, it seems like, I don't know about the other board members, but it looks like I'm second fiddle to your responsibility in being transparent about how to inform and let us know exactly what is happening. I get texts, I get calls from reporters out there, media, asking me at that time that this question of CJA not probably being terminated, not rebid, and I have no clue to what I'm going to tell them. I said I would refer that to the commissioner. However, you have not yet, as far as I'm concerned, you have not yet transmitted that as far as an awareness of what we're to expect. It seems to me like we're, I don't know if are we together or what, but it would have been thoughtful for you to have at least let us know. I could have moved, or maybe the chairman here could have moved to go for an immediate CIP meeting to address what is exactly entailing this. I don't know. And I'm very cautious too, because I know that the involvement here with our contract and a vendor and the PSS, I'm trying to prevent any sort of liability. I know that you have that authority, but I don't know if you did inform our illustrious chairman, but to know where that any of the board members were informed about this. And it surprises me that the media were the first, had it firsthand out there about what's going on within your office of dealing with CGI. I don't know, Commissioner. I'm hoping you could probably answer us, the board. I mean, you know, it means well that our good chairman is good to be here, but you know, keep in mind how the chairman became there. There are other members involved here that made this happen. So I'm hoping you're sharing that with us, because then I'm really dumbfounded when I'm being asked by media what I thought about the CJ when I said I have no clue as to what's going on. So apparently there seems to be a mishap of communication from your good office to the board. Not to the chairman, the board is what I'm saying. So I rest that for you. No?
Sure, if I may, Chairman, are you tracking on the issue with Howard? Have I been communicating with you what has been going on?
Yes.
Okay. So I have been communicating to the chairman of the CIP on what has been going on. The last CIP meeting we had, sir, you did say, hey, look, we gotta terminate this contract because of the issue with the CEO at the time. That's been a while since we had a CIP meeting. I said, we'll look into that. But at that point in time, we were working with a company, right? Not an actual individual. So while he was representing, I had information that he was no longer going to be the representation of that company. So we had to work with the company because we are legally binding, we have a legal binding agreement with that company to work through to make sure the project is complete. Along the way, I've informed the board that we are working and we're seriously trying to get them to come up with the security bonding, right? U.S. Treasury listed bonding, which they were having a hard time at that point in time. This was right before the holidays. We've been meeting with them and I've been trying to get them. I've been informing you, sir, that we've been working on this, and sooner or later the terms are going to be terminated if they do not. So we gave them a timeline. So we've written. I can report you all the information when it comes to all the letters that we've been written. But you're right. I have the authority. I needed the time to work this through instead of trying to kind of poke all the issues over to the board at that point in time. And the decision is going to be made. And so as soon as we got back from the holidays, we brought back the company again one more time into the room, and we asked for them to deliver based on the deadline that we had given them to provide a U.S. Treasury listed bonding assurance. And they could not provide that. So I handed them a letter saying that the contract, we are in the intentions of terminating that contract due to the fact that they do not have the U.S. Treasury listed bonding insurance. But we would need them to finish the design, which I just reported to earlier. But, it's okay. I'll take the responsibility on the communication and the media getting wind of where we are with this contract. But at this point in time, we've done everything we could to save the current agreement that we have to ensure that we protect the liability, as you mentioned, of the public school system as well. And at this point in time, the contract is going to be terminated. Unless by miracle, sheer miracle, something happens tonight and they have listed. But I have that change order that was alluded to by Mr. Rosario on my desk to give to the contractor to inform them that a change in the contract is legally there for them to accept so we can move on. And once we get that, we would then submit announce the bidding process to occur. They will complete the design by the 31st of January and we'll move on. We get this project. I apologize if you were not tuned into all the things that were happening at the time, but that's where we are with it. And I'll take the blame if I do not physically pick up the phone and call individual board members, but I believe I have been informing the board in a adequate fashion to where this is. But this is a very also complex situation here that we cannot just I always say that it's kind of like the weather; it changes every day we wake up. It's in a different situation. But the trend has been in those situations to now at this point in time where we're just gonna have to move on because this project is as frustrated as you are, sir. It's taking so long and it's forced, but we'll get there.
Commissioner, I just want to share with you that apparently, transparency, even though that I don't know, you did mention how you contacted our chairman of the CIP, and if it's through email or text, it's a lot easier to just put note, CC me and member Toran here, our other CIP chairman member. At least let us be aware, because then if there's something within the complex of this issue that we're facing, and it's 7 years ongoing, this is 7 years now have gone by, and we're still in the same dilemma of public. We're still in the same situation, and we shouldn't be. I take it that, we're here to help also. The board is here to help you, guide you. If you need guidance, don't be bashful about asking, because we will guide you. We will help you. I will make it clear and record right now that the late Governor Arnold Palacios, who I talked with after that what do you call it, temporary classroom in Hoblet, I asked him, Governor, can you please get someone on board to assist our current GER, Mr. Guerrero, to expedite all these outstanding FEMA projects up to now? And I'm thankfully that you brought in Mr. Kimo Rosario. Mr. Rosario, thank you for your assistance in that. And you know, we're trying to make this as efficient as possible, Commissioner. I don't know what else can I say. I do my part under the gun, so to speak, not with the board, but on my own to help expedite things. I'm in communication right now with even the existing governor, Governor Apaday, regarding all these projects. Mind you, I don't go on email like that, but I do talk with him time and time again. So I'm just saying that I'm hoping that we can be a little bit more open, not just for particular few board members that you want to inform, but to inform the entire board, at least that. Because then with more heads than one, we can somehow come about and assimilate some kind of assistance or help that people may need, or you may need, in terms of guidance. It's nothing wrong, there's nothing bashful. Put your pride down, just say, look, I'm going to try my best, but we want to help also. I like to get this thing moving and rolling right now. What I'm trying to outlay here, Commissioner, is the other fact that, again, I don't see your associate commissioner, who is in top of these matters of working with Mr. Kimo Rosario and Mr. Patrick Guerrero from the governor's office regarding this project at Hoblet. I don't see why he's not here. And also your procurement officer, Mr. Mike Obama, who's also should be here involved, because I have a question about you know, how did this company, CJI Innovation, came about to find out from underground sources that I have out there, you know, like I always mention, I got so many eyes and ears out there in the public. I don't need to be here to micromanage PSS, but believe me, I get informed, and through outside sources. I'm asking right now the company itself, how on this earth was this company granted, when yet the company in question right now is an illegitimate, not even known back in South Korea. How was this company awarded this project to begin with? They're telling, and then on the news it comes out that the individual or the head of this company gets arrested, gets reported because of expired visa. What on earth are we dealing with? I mean, see, these are the things that, you know, I just don't like to go into the details, but if the work of things are being done in a very more fashionable way and being exactly addressed, be investigated, I'm okay for that. But now all these things are all abruptly coming up. I mean, I don't know where like I said, I don't even know where to begin on this. I'm hoping, Commissioner, that the project is going to move forward. The thing about it, the other question that I have, again, I'd like to ask your procurement officer, how many times has this company been granted extension under extension, and yet not meeting the actual requirement under the contract as far as reaching the contract with PSS? I think right now, in my opinion right now, and I stand, I don't know about Mr. Guerrero there, that it is the GAR guy, but this FEMA project with the public is an emergency exigency action declared by the President of the United States. There should be no holds barred on anything. It should be expedited and moved accordingly to what is expected for the project. We cannot further delay. You know, the only ones here that are suffering here are the students at Hoblet and the good staff and workers here at Hoblet. I don't know. Maybe we need to be there to feel the pain that they're going through, but I feel the pain because I hear it every now and then. With email, calls, texts. Mind you, you don't see me in this, but I do my ninja style going out there, seeing the places that I see. And I'm sorry, Mr. Commissioner, but this thing's got to stop. We got to put this in full force. I don't know how about, I'm thinking that at the original period that the CJI was awarded the contract for this temporary classroom, and all those other companies that are there, let's not try to circumvent and reinvent the wheel again, because that's a time delay. Why can't we just go through the process and say, look, you're limited, just like the beauty pageant in this world, this universe, you're limited, the first person there is going to be the next person. Let's move on, because we cannot keep, delaying the process. I'm ending my term. This is my last year of this board. As much as I want to run again, the law restricts me. But honestly, now that it's my 8 years already, and we're still ongoing with this, and I don't fault you for real, this Commissioner, but the time has already elapsed so far that I don't know anymore what to say. But we need to make this expeditiously moving forward, and let's not time delay this. If you want, I can go again and I will talk with the governor. There's no hesitation. I got no strings attached for him to hold me back. I will talk with him. But I just think that right now on the PSS part, we need to do our share, guys. Move forward, whatever it is. Even at that extent that we have to request the U.S. Department of Education to at least give us or consider a waiver so that we can get this thing going, because I don't know, God forbid, I hope there's no typhoon this year again. Shouldn't be timely again. I don't know. So I'm sharing that with you guys and the folks here with FDM, because this is very something that is beyond me. I don't see how, and I'm surprised that none of our legislative people or leaders out there are questioning, but I'm questioning this as a board member, because it's just beyond me. I cannot understand. So, Chair, thank you for that opportunity.
So I'd like to give our colleague too on virtual, Mr. Toro.
And so after him, I would like to respond for him.
Just, on member Sing's point, and I do understand that we need to be kept informed, and I think that's the number one issue that member Singh was mentioning, is getting information, or being asked questions, knowing what's going on. I had the same incident where I was on sideline for the basketball game, and I was questioned about Upper Middle School. I didn't know until they told me that it's in the newspaper, and that's where the issue lies. And I understand that you, Commissioner, you've been informing General Martinez about it, but you also need to inform the rest of us at the same time. But I'm glad that you guys were able to move the projects forward and continue to get it going. But again, there were events last year, 2025, where I think a majority of us didn't know about any of these events until the day before, on the day. So you need to inform the rest of the board members. And I've let those go, but this is available. This is Upper Middle School, it's millions of dollars that we're out there being questioned, not only by the public, but also questioned by the leadership here on what's going on tonight. And so I'm not sure, it's found out like the rest of you. So, yeah, that's my part of that.
Okay, can I respond? Okay, first of all, respectfully, members, we need, when it comes to Associate Commissioner Mogovia, he's of emergency leave. I did not have to inform the board who was an emergency leave, but he's on emergency leave. So please trust that when I bring the individuals here, it's for the sake of this meeting, and so that we can provide the best information. If you would like to request for certain individuals, let me know, and I'll bring them. Okay, but at the same time, everybody's in the office working day in and day out, and what they really needs to be doing, so they don't need to be at every meeting that I go to. So number two, when it comes to the CIP, yeah, we can call for an emergency meeting, but I'm not sure what the CIP would have done if we were in the middle of this legal terms, right? Unless you were going to, vote out a certain thing that would redirect funding or whatever, but FEMA is funding this project, so I'm working with the FEMA office, I'm working with the folks out of our maintenance division, and also the contractor to continue to move this on. So just trust that we're doing everything we can. Every day we talk, I ask about this and all the other projects on FEMA. So please don't think that I wake up in the middle of the day or in the morning saying that I'm going to slow things down. No, we're trying to push everything forward. Just understand that the process is also very complex. there's a lot of intricacies happening in between all this. If it takes FEMA 8 years to build a harbor project, it's not my fault or anybody else's fault in the Commonwealth. It's the fault of just the process in of itself and how slow it is. Which I did present an opportunity to go to the FEMA office last year, more than a year ago, so that you can see I did invite you, sir, to go. I was not given the opportunity to go, but I did say that there was an opportunity because the guard was going to the FEMA office to sit down and have a meeting with them on all the projects that come with them. Maybe there you would have understood the slowness of this thing with FEMA, right? And things are generating, right? And we all want it to be done overnight, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's just very complex. So I apologize that it's taking forever, but just know I'm not trying to confuse efforts with results. We are making every effort to get that result in the end, ultimately, which I think we're getting a little bit closer than ever. Now, as far as 7 years, the output has changed a little bit because we have instituted at least a temporary classroom space, which we're so happy about. So knowing that this main campus is going to take a little bit longer, so at least we got that. So your communication with the community, I totally appreciate it if you communicate that to me, because when I do look at a board member, every board member, I see the community, and I'm there to help the community as well. But when I do inform, I work for the body, and so I try to inform them, and that's why we have a CIP meeting, so that we can inform this body to inform the larger and grander body. Individually, I could still do my best to communicate to each member so that you guys are aware, so that when you get hit with the media or the community, at least you know. So that's my part to work. And I'll end by saying that when it comes to CJI, we were evaluating the company that there was going to be awarded this in the beginning of the project when we first got funding, to focusing on the design of what that is a design did. So we probably should have gone into a little bit more of the companies that were being evaluated in terms of their capability. But CGI ultimately, by the review committee, evaluation committee, was the one that was selected based on the design and maybe potentially the capability. For the construction bid, and that's what was alluded to earlier, we have what we call pre-qualification now, so that all those documentation will be in before we even allow any of those companies to participate in the bidding process. So yeah, a lot of lessons to learn. I'll take a lot of the responsibility, but at the same time, I'm going to sit here and just be ready to where things are. I think we also need to be aware to get clarity on really what the complexity of the situation is that we're faced with, because it's not going to be an easy overnight thing.
So Commissioner, thank you for that. And I think that I'm not trying to discredit you on your effort. I know that you made the project done when you came in regarding the classroom, but what I'm trying to say here, and respectfully, if your associate commissioner is absent, I take it in heed that there's got to be a good reason, but I'm just saying that he's the person that actually knows more of the day-to-day operation between the governor's office and his office, because he's the one that's in part of that, and that's what I'm trying to say. Now that he's not here, I don't know. Likewise, your procurement officer, Mr. Mike Favalta, who's here, that could answer some of the questions that I have regarding this procurement process of the bid and everything. I will go about with the actually giving CGI an additional extension, which I'm just trying to figure out why. When a person or a company that is not able to sustain itself in its operation to meet the requirements of the contract, then God forbid, why do we keep extending? I mean, I think one time is good already as far as the initial contract was signed. But when it's coming to something that is required by federal requirement, I think, guys, we need to follow that. For you to say that you want to call the CIP to take action, it's not necessary, Commissioner. We can call the meeting just to discuss and hear from you what you're going to do, so that maybe if we feel that your idea is not congruent with what you're thinking, we could have something else. That's what I'm saying, we're all here to help each other. Help each other, not fight against each other, especially in this board. I don't like that. So I'm just trying to share that with you, Commissioner, because this is the kind of thing that I just want to, be clear, cut, dry, focus on what we're going to do this year. And let's get this project ongoing and get it done. Period. That's all I want. For the sake of our students and the good folks, the teachers, the staff, the support staff, and everybody there, that's what I want for them. Because they're the ones that are taking the pain day to day, going to that school with all these things of, disturbance and interruption and whatever you got. We need to get this going, and it's got to be done by, hopefully this year, finish up the project. I don't know what's going to be the next holdback, but I think there's got to be no reason. $22, $23 million is at stake here. That's a lot of money for the company to move forward with whatever it needs to be done. So that I appreciate it. Thank you.
So, Khalid, Doran, good luck.
I'm good.
So, Commissioner, regarding the updates, so the CIP and the disaster.
Sure, thank you, Chair. And we have a,
Okay, so, Mr. Chair, I handed out the project updates. So on the first page, this is the capital improvement projects. We have 3 that are, out of the 3, actually 2 are already completed. We're in the process of closing out the project. What's still ongoing is the San Vicente Elementary School roof repair. And that will be completed in March of this year. So those 2 roof repair are funded by MAGNA. So, and then the fire alarm, this project was a result of when we first installed the original fire alarm. The design did not include some of the campuses. Some of the buildings were converted into another use. So because of that, it turned out that it required the installation of additional fire alarms. So that's the result of this project, and that has been completed. My staff, Romel, just completed the inspection yesterday for TNET, and everything is good, so we're going to work on the close-up documents. The 4 campuses affected under this project is the Oli Elementary School, the London Middle School, TNET Elementary School, and Coburg, sorry. So those are the 4 campuses that received the additional installation of fire alarm, and that's already been completed. So under the capital improvement project, those are the 3 that we have, pretty much on the tail end of the projects. And then the other projects fall in the other category of, like disaster program. And is there no questions with the capital improvement project? I'd like to move on to the disaster program.
Rest? No question? Good. What?
I'm good.
So for the under the disaster program, it pretty much handles the disaster recovery project. We have projects that are under the LMHC, the CDBG grant, and for that we have 5 projects. There's one for FMS rehabilitation project, WSR rehabilitation project, MHS rehab project, the MHS gym aircon installations, and the MHS CTE use.
Okay, you can slow down there, Director. So, Chair, you see the progress there made, right? 3 completed projects up on top. We are ongoing with the 4th one, and then the CPEC, of course, is reviewed. So, lots of progress there. Just want to make sure we emphasize that as well. Been working really hard to try and get these things moving.
facility safety. I handled this colorful report. This is Mr. Wade Pangilinan is the facility safety coordinator, and he generated this report. And this is based on the safety portion of the projects. It may have some FEMA projects and some other projects, but Mr. Pangilinan is responsible for the safety of the campuses. So this is his report on the ongoing projects.
Mr. Kennedy, would you like to walk us through this?
Okay, sure. Mainly this is a report written in December, and closing of December. So there have been changes because the projects that you see here, like WSR, Overville, FMS, we've been meeting regularly with the AOR as well as contractors. So there's been a lot of progress as far as, for example, this one's saying the safety plan coordination for WSR. It's already now, they've already put up all the fencing, the safety plan has been approved and moving forward. So that access point is what it is today. But there has been also communication with Head Start to state what are the plans of operation, because we can't have them go when school is beginning or ending and in and out traffic. So there are periods of where and what time this heavy equipment can go in and out to prevent any accidents from happening. That falls with all the other schools as well, FMS, Overville, Elk. They all have to provide a safety plan in place, and much of them have already been reviewed and approved to move forward. This is also the reason why I'm just going to keep running through as the report sits into December. But as of today, for example, Overville, they're using existing access points into the project. So what we're doing for the new temporary classrooms is we're setting up the fencing to keep the kids inside from actually running around the temporary area, right? So these are the kind of things that we're also looking at as on the safety aspects of everything, on top of making sure that the contractors following OSHA requirements in the job sites and at our sites. So that basically covers in general the gist of this. Any questions?
Members, any questions?
If I may.
Yes.
Secondly, so I know that you appreciate this report. You know that it's ongoing since last year, and the changes being made as the school is open and in operation as things. So my concern right now are when you talk safety, how extensive is your safety in terms of alarming kinds of things that outside of this particular formation of construction, like for example, if there is a shooting or a bomb scare, how does the school react to what is consistently going on with the construction at the same time?
First things first, I'm going to make this very clear at the time when we have our meetings. Number one, we need to know how many people are inside the job sites. These are barricaded job sites, mind you. They're not open to everybody, so we also need to know how many people are working in the job sites. And we have a list going on every day that is being shot into the principal's office. Aside from what we know of the school attendees, right? So you still have the regular bomb threats, you still have the regular fire alarms and all the thing that takes place. They're still operational. It's just that with this new indication or new information of people in there, we need to make sure we don't lose them. Because should there be a bomb threat, we need to know how many people are evacuated or whatever occurs for that matter. It's still operational.
Thank you for that. And I'm asking the question because I know that our person, Mr. Anthony Frank, who's the
Safety.
I'm hoping that he's in link with this because of the fact that the school's open, and should there be a threat to the safety of the children and the people during the particular schools, I want to know whether that's already considered because of the ongoing problems that are taking place right now. That's all I'm concerned right now. Tsunami, bomb threat, shooting, whatever. Anything can happen. So I just want to be a little bit astute to what you guys are doing, at the same time the safety for our students.
Sure. And we have some information regarding that concern.
Well, that's a very legitimate concern. I think we can work with Mr. Frank to provide the existing EOP, emergency operations plan, for those schools with some accommodation for the job site itself.
But at the end of the day, the power line goes to the principal to take care of the kids, their priorities, kids and the staffing of our own PSS employees. When it comes to operation controlling the contractors, I have no idea how to, we can't do that, that's on their own. They just need to be informed that this is happening, we're securing, we're locking down, and then they are also either a part of it or they can do their own thing. But knowing the numbers of who's there, so we can also at least have an identification, right? If we have that question, but really the focal point at that point in time, if something should occur or forbid, really is our kids and our staff, and then the contractors just knowing who they are, how many of them are working, to be informed of what's going on, and that should be there, because the principal has no authority to do right as a contractor.
And God forbid that if something mishap does occur, then Commissioner, I don't want to be caught off guard with those people. I know the good folks at DM are doing their best, but as far as the school safety concern with the students and the staff and everyone, that's really my concern, because we don't know what may occur. I hate to say it, but we never know. We've got to be ready and prepared. Mr. Rosales?
Yeah, and it's an point, in some of the construction, the weekly construction progress meetings, we do include, or FDM includes, and these meetings are facilitated by the project managers. We do include people like Mr. Frank, also your tech people, because of the fiber optic cables. So we call all these people in, but first and foremost, the safety of the students and everybody in campus is looked at and everybody's important. Unfortunately, it's just one project manager that does that, but we will inform the other PMs who follow suit.
And it's a very important thing, Mr. Jar, because of the liability, right? It's a liability. You're talking people's lives there, especially students. We have the responsibility to ensure that that is in place for whatever may occur, and we've got to be prepared. That's all I'm saying. Other than that, I don't ask much for what it's worth, but thank you.
Anything else?
Basically, I just want to reiterate that every contractor that, number one, they are barricading themselves in, so it's a controlled entry and exit point. And then they also have their own safety plans and emergency operation plans in their area. So they do have their own.
Nice.
Thank you.
That concludes safety. Is there another one? What about the FEMA projects? Shall we look at disaster project program? Any reporting from the disaster program?
Yeah, and those are the CNMI projects.
Okay, let's go with FEMA projects.
So FEMA projects.
So, on the third page of the handout that I gave out, list all the FEMA projects that are ongoing. It has all the LPP and completion dates and the status. Most of these projects are just at the beginning stage, so a lot of it is just material submittals for review and approval. Some are already doing actual physical work. Like for example, the San Vicente project, the contractors already poured some columns for the walkway. So actual physical work already starting, but for the others, a lot of it is just at the stage of submitting materials available for, the lighting works and all that. So there's some also issues with some permitting. The Cobroway, for example, is considered a major siting, so that has to go through that process. So maybe Mr. Mushawar can add more to that, as he's the one who's been assisting PSS with the permitting side of the projects.
Thank you, Director. With permitting, reports periodically to FEMA progress. And the way FEMA measures progress is it looks at tangible performance and timely expenditures. Now, if a project is not moving, then of course it lacks satisfactory performance, and it also affects increased expenditures. So this is why, and just so these PMs, contractors and subcontractors understand, to be fair, my fee is also held to the same fire by the administration. Likewise with FEMA. So FEMA looks at from IFB when projects are put out to bid, and then it goes to awarding of contract and issuance of notices to proceed, permitting. So it looks at the period in between each activity to see how long it takes the CNMI to complete a task, to go from one phase to the other. Now, of course, if FEMA sees, for example, it's not happening, thank goodness, if FEMA sees that it takes the CNMI 7 months to push out a permit, there's a problem. That's not substantial or significant progress. And this is also why the administration has prioritized disaster recovery and mitigation funded projects, meaning permitting agencies also have their feet at that same fire. So I'm going back because thankfully PSS included me in the mandatory pre-bid meetings, conferences, and I've reminded these contractors, or potential contractors at the time, about the granting progress-based. So everybody has to be extra involved in the work because we don't want to sprint to the finish line only to find out or only to stop before crossing or reaching the finish line, turn around and run in the opposite direction. Now, in response to Mr. City Director's question, is with the Coker View project, there was a piece that should have been completed during the design and planning phase. That's the environmental impact assessment. That should have been done by the project manager or the architect or record. We're already in the construction phase, and because that wasn't completed, it's like we're doing things backwards. But this will be addressed this spring, so that the project can move. FDM is doing a great job in rehabbing those temporary FEMA tent classrooms, because PSS will need to relocate the students, AAS students, to those temporary tent classrooms in order for rehabilitation to take place in campus. But these are all minor stuff. It's just that we just keep, our PSS has to keep pushing, everybody involved in these projects to move, because we're being monitored.
And just to add to that, for the Coder project, there's currently 5 projects that are ongoing to address the fix up of the tents. And this is to address them so that the kids can utilize the tents while the project, the buildings are reconstructed. So we have the fencing, we have the cleaning of the tents, we have the conversion of 2 40-foot containers for temporary restroom, we have pest control, and we have the installation of air conditioners. So those are ongoing. Most of them, if not all of them, will be completed by the end of the month or early next month.
Am I correct in saying that? Maybe more middle of February. Containers will probably be the last one. Maybe they got the permits yesterday, they started yesterday. They should be about a 30-day project, maybe 40-day project.
So, yeah, what's the status of the smoke for the temporary?
So basically, the way FEMA, because it doesn't require, doesn't want to know, the project details, but again, they look at project timelines. When is the groundwork? when are you going to be permitting? These are the things that FEMA looks at. And it also looks at whether the bottleneck is within the CNMI's control or beyond the CNMI's control. If it's within our control, then we have a problem. This is why, thank goodness, for the administration's intervention, permits are being expedited in terms of review and issuance, because like the late governor and current governor, they don't want to return a single penny back to the federal government. So, yeah.
So Chair, if I may, hurry up with okay, so at the end of the day, the bottom line is, at the last CIP meeting, we were reporting a lot of progress ongoing with the design, we're in the middle of contract, we were announcing over the summer of last year, a lot of these contracts to be bidded out, right? And so we're finally here, several months later, reporting that all these projects are underway. And hopefully we get them to, they've all received their notice to proceed. We are working through the intricacies along the way with the contractor now. So every one of these are legally binding now between me as a signature and us as a public school system and the contractor. Please trust that we will continue to push the contractor now to fulfill their part of the agreement. From a legal terms, and I'll do my best to inform the committee and board members on the ongoing progress. But at this point in time, just be aware that things have changed since the last CIP meeting to this particular meeting, and there's a lot of progress. Okay, I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to celebrate the fact that a lot of folks have been working hard behind the scenes to get this thing going. Okay.
Right? Question? So, yes, Mike.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner, and members of the MDM and Mr. Rosario. I'm not so much about questioning the funding and the FEMA. I think I'm more primarily concerned about the planning, the stage of the planning. Apparently, these things that are ongoing and the three main schools that are being mentioned, I get it when the financing is a part of the instigating thing of moving forward, but mind you, I don't understand when the school has already been opened and yet we get all these schools that are involved to be repaired, to be moving from one classroom to another. Teachers are not supposedly on the Christmas break are using their administrative leave to go into the school to move their stuff because of the fact that repair and demolition of what sort within that respective school is going to happen. I think right now, I think that it should have been considered first and foremost, the planning, when that's going to start, because right now we're in the middle of the school year. And it makes me wonder, when classrooms are merged, two teachers are merged with their respective students, that's very cumbersome. And that's very disruptive, and it distracts really a lot in the form of learning. I think that should have been considered. I take it maybe because of the funding, but I think there's got to be a move to at least ask, request to consider that we do it in the summer instead of now, because the school open, we're going through austerity, where everybody is stressed, everybody's panicked. You know what I'm saying, guys? I mean, planning is of the essence here. That's all I'm trying to say here. I get it that these contractors, and I want to ask the question, is there a timeline for these contractors to fulfill each particular project that I'm looking at? I mean, there's got to be a timeline, right? And if they don't meet that, what incurs there? What happens? I want to know these things. This is the kind of thing that I'm very skeptic in thinking of how these things are done. And I know that, that again, I go back to the planning, the timing of these things, it's kind of like a little bit, I don't know, it's a misnomer for me to think that we're doing it in the middle of the school year when these things should have been done during the summer. And whatever it's worth as far as the funding, we could have probably requested to see if we could reconsider so that it does not disrupt our students and our staff as far as the ongoing school process is concerned. That's what I'm saying, guys. I mean, let's do this thing right. I think that sometimes, like I said earlier, it's good to relay as to what's coming down so that we can share each other's thought and idea. I like to give my idea too, because this is the kind of thing that I see right now that's happening. I don't know why. And a few board members are informed, and Andrew Rossini is not, that I have a problem with that. I have a big problem with that, Chairman. And that's the kind of thing that we need to be transparent and open to each other, because we're here to help. I'm here to help. I've been put in this position of over 7,000 people that put me, that entrusted me to do this work for the good of our children. And yet, I cannot do it because I'm not being communicated, or I'm not given any kind of thought that I'm the last person on earth to find out interviews that it came out. I don't understand. I really don't understand. And if it's something to be biased within the board, let's stop this now, because this is not the kind of thing I want in this board. We need to work together and stick together, understand each other, not to be battling each other and disagreeing with each other here, because this is not the way it works. I'm part of this board. I am a member of this board. I have all the rights and concerns of this board that I am with right now. Nobody can take that away from me. I just want to make sure that I am given the opportunity and the rightful share of knowing what's going on so that I can help too. That's why I ran for this position. I'm not getting a full-term salary like all of you guys that are here. I only get $30 a meeting, but yet I want to help the system. I want to be a part of the system to help. Oh my goodness, what more am I asking? Yet everybody's dodging me because they don't want Mr. here, they don't want it there. I don't get it. What are we here for? If that's the case, just let the commissioner be the guy, that the only one now here. Remove the board. Take the board out if that's the case. I don't need the board. I'm just saying, guys, that we need to be in a very mindful light of planning. Planning in terms of timing, in terms of execution, whatever. The other one that I want to know, and Commissioner, I go back again last year. I asked point blank Mr. Smith here. Mr. Smith, how are we going with all the small repairs throughout the school system for all the entire PSS Commonwealth? Mr. Smith answered to me and the members of this committee at that time that he doesn't have money. Now here we are contracting these contractors, and now I'm asking now how much are they charging, which we could probably even save less and even spend less more than what we're spending right now. We've had Mr. Smith do all these things that he's supposedly entitled to as far as we're concerned. I don't know where we're going, guys, and I'm really uptight with what I'm seeing on this thing. I'm hoping that these projects are going to be matriculated in a good timing fashion that's going to be done, and hopefully I don't hear any more as to what may occur down the road. That's why I ask a lot of these things, because I am very concerned how things are moving. Oh my goodness. If I have to be there, and the other question that I have, I guess Mr. Rosario, in regards to a project manager, who's the project manager with the PSS or with the contractor or with the governor's office? Please clarify me on that.
Okay, with project management services, you can be either the two or both. Now, to ensure quality control and quality insurance, and also to allow PSS to tap into its category Z management cost funds, it's advisable that PSS gets its own PM. Because the contractor gets its own PM, but of course, since the contractor pays its own PM, the PM can paint a very rosy picture about the progress. There has to be a check and balance on that. So PSS has its own PM. Now, as far as these projects are concerned, PSS has PMs for almost all the projects and also the contractors.
So do these PMs do get together and like share and decide and say, hey, this is what's the
That's supposed to be happening.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
The projects,
Yeah.
where they hold the construction projects meetings. That occurs.
Yeah, and that also occurs with the principal
Yeah.
that is affected by the campuses.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, I'm hoping, guys, that these things are all correlated and collaborated with everyone, because we're into one mission, I know. We're just trying to help each other. Like again, my objective here is to see through that the projects are completed, done in a good, worthy cause, and moving forward for the sake of our children, and that's all it is. Other than that, I don't ask much, guys, honestly, and if you need a project manager, I'm willing to do it pro bono, no cost. I will look at these things. If you guys want.
We're gonna be okay, sir. We got the project manager, we got the contract, and we're making
I
progress.
don't want to be called micromanagement, because that's why I don't want to be charged. I don't want to charge for doing something, but just to make sure that things are all in,
If
good
you want to
standing.
be as informed as you want to be, we can invite you to every one of those progress meetings. Not sure that
I trust the good people that are
Thank
involved
you.
with Commissioner, and I let it go, but I just want to ensure him that everything is in good places, good standing for everyone, so that we can work together. And like I said, I'm open, my book is open for anything that we need to discuss and decide as to what we can do here. By the way, I usually go to Olida Elementary School at times just to see, and what do you call that, the bus thing is still, there's no activity. Is that something that I need to be aware of? What's happening? Is there funding, or is the funding halted? Something like that?
That's not going. Go ahead.
No, that's
Yeah, just want to hold this stuff.
So, I asked the staff of the disaster program, what's the latest status? It appears that the contractor ordered some materials and they're waiting.
Oh, wait, okay, my apologies.
They're gonna start actually for.
I just don't want to hear that the workers are being reported because of, USCIS requirements or whatever, so I get it, but thank you for that. All right, so I keep it in work, so that's why I asked you earlier, is there a timeline for all these projects? Because, we just don't want it lingering, and the teenage lingering, and then all of a sudden, a typhoon comes about, and then what do we do now?
So for all these projects, we have the weekly construction meeting projects to update the status of the projects and about the it's moving forward. So, yeah, we're on top of
Okay,
it.
all right, Mr. Rizal, I appreciate that, and thank you for that assurance, and Commissioner, also, just keep it up with that for us. We want to know what's ongoing before the media comes about asking me something that I'm not aware of, and I just got a little bit like, hey, I'll yield to the Commissioner to answer, because I wasn't aware of anything, so that's why I mentioned that.
Chair, during the discussion, sir, on your point about, talking to Glenn and then saying there's no money or funding.
No, that was the time of the last year's CIP, right, yes.
That's not to be confused with the contract.
Exactly, yeah, and I'm just saying, Commissioner, that if that is the case, then that we don't have these contractors moving on, then Mr. Smith, at least, to say the least, to do something, then have that thing just lingering and nothing's happening, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
he's busy trying to do those emergency, unscheduled maintenance repairs there.
Okay, thank
And
you.
while there's not any funding,
Yeah.
he or the principal can pick up the phone, call me
Okay.
anytime, so we can
Alright.
look for funding for any emergencies. But
Okay.
other than that, I think we're doing
Okay,
okay.
good. All right.
We don't have
Appreciate
a
that.
lot of money, but at least we can continue on to where we
Great. Okay,
So,
I yield, Chairman, I don't have any more.
are you guys done? Anything?
Member Warhead?
You sign up or?
No, he's still.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, anything you wanna ask, or? You good?
I'm good. Just keep us informed. So,
Thanks, Colin.
Thank you. So, Commissioner, this one, receiving a public for this one, that including the one in this area, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just we're done with that, moving on to number 3, machine.
So the organizational chart for the FDM? Yeah. So, Mr. Mendoza and members, and then maybe Mr. Rizal can also add into this. I know that we've gone through the existing organizational chart of FDM for the past years, and now that you're on board, I just want to make sure that things are in place. But if there is anything that you feel that you should look at about the present, that maybe you want to amend or change to make it more efficient, more effective, let us know. Because I would like to support you in moving that direction to make it even better. How to realign things as what it is now and realigning whatever that would be best for the department, then let us know. We're willing to help, no? Just be open about it. I'm not trying to put anyone under the bus or what. I'm just trying to help the good folks there and be able to be better for this coming new year and a new year better output of what everything we can do, right? To be more efficient. And if you need to have to make it sure that there is a reorganization that you come up with and have, let us know through the FPA, and we will address that. No? And Commissioner, please help with Mr. Mendiola also in that regard, to see how we can make better, best FPA. No? Okay, and also Mr. Slim too. Yeah.
I will have a meeting with the staff and
Okay.
discuss that.
Okay, great, thank you so much. And that's all I wanted to bring about, to give you guys that opportunity.
Thank you.
That's it, Mr. Chair.
That's it?
I do, yeah.
Balik Mora? Anything you want to add?
No, I'm not to add.
Commissioner? Okay?
I have nothing to add.
Okay. So, Balik, since that's the last one, you have it?
Miscellaneous?
Miscellaneous matters?
Commissioner, any miscellaneous you want to bring about? Anybody?
No, just, yeah, I'll do my best to complete.
Okay. Great.
I just have one.
Yes, sir.
Back in late September, I believe, you asked FDM to look into the relocation of the power pole in the origin.
Oh, yes.
So, Mr. Carolina here contact work with the CNC and they came up with the cost
Okay.
to relocate.
I share that with you.
Yeah.
So, we're looking at $19,500 to move the transformers out of the campus.
Maybe, can I recommend something, Chair?
Yes.
Since you work for CUC, maybe you can work with them to give us a break on that fee to move that pole because it's an emergency.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that lightly
no.
just because, we have the relationship with them.
But when I was looking at the back, the goings, it still doesn't solve the matter. It's moving this way, you're putting it this way. So right now, you're encroaching above that other way. You know what I'm saying, right?
For safety.
Yes.
Yeah, well, just for correction purposes, they're moving 2 transformers out. One will be moved closest to the parking lot where the faculty park,
In the back.
in the back,
Yeah.
which is safer because
Okay.
it's not in the front of the children. And the other one is going to be relocated. They're going to put a new pole outside
Cafeteria.
the cafeteria
Yes.
going in. So there's 2 accesses now, but
Okay.
no transformer in campus.
Yes,
That's the clarification.
Yeah.
And that's that cost.
So, but the drop line, it still goes inside.
Well, drop line, but
You know what I'm
more
saying?
transformers, right?
Yeah,
That's the biggest
yeah,
concern is
yeah.
removing the transformers out
I know.
of the campus, and that's what it is. Except for one that's gonna be where the parking lot is at.
Okay.
That's the most feasible and safest option that they came up with.
Okay.
The one we came up with is just putting up the fence.
Fencing around.
20 by 20, so that
Yeah.
nobody's in that area.
How much is?
About 10 grand.
Gee, that's.
Yeah. So that's the options.
But I probably maybe suggest, Chair and advice, if you may, want to talk with the road leaders down there to look at that, about the funding of this, so for the sake of the safety of the children and the students there and everything. So maybe we can work something out with CUC in regard to the commissioner, maybe an installment payment or something, IOU, whatever, but just to get that thing going, because that's a very dangerous thing right now.
Another recommendation, could be a 3-way, we'll check in our part,
Yeah.
CUC,
Yeah.
and then.
Yeah. I think it's best.
There's
to-
obviously, right, because
Yeah.
we come up with $90,000
Mhm.
movement of that to fix that problem.
It's not free, now, you know, there's gonna be costs.
At least the transformer is up, but at least they can say
Yeah.
like it's
Right.
just a drop line.
Well, then,
Because that's the most highly one, the transformer. We don't know when that thing's gonna, go on and
let me know when you wanna meet and then we can.
That's fine. I will.
Yeah, you know, like I keep the adage of Governor Apatan, with the resources we have now and the economic situation we are in, let's find ways to go about with what we've got right now, what we can do. That's why I'm always emphasizing for here today that we help each other. Man, I'm not here to go and bamboozle somebody or put somebody in the bus. No, I'm here to help each other. And if how we can find a solution, then so be it, that it's the right thing that everyone agrees, but I'm with you guys, okay? I'm not against anybody here. I don't know who wants me now out of the board, but I would personally walk out in good tidings as far as my ending, my term thing, that I want to do what I can with just the remaining time that I have now with the board, you know, so I can do my best. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Find a little bit fun, there's another one, that we were tasked to,
Yeah,
last week.
I believe, was it you that went to Japan and went to school?
Yes.
Yes.
I was just following it. I was.
So again, I had Mr. Pangilinan here, I did do, go out and did the assessment, and actually took some pictures,
Right.
and solicited some cost proposals from contractors. And the cheapest contractor to do all those work that were found to be efficient in Japan, roughly about 30,000 to
30?
Yeah. So this is correction, some plumbing, storage, renovation, permits, and
All the safety
some other stuff.
The walkway
walkways.
with the old power pole.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
it's
yeah.
really flat. Change the roofing. Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll submit this formally to the board, because that's what you asked us. And
Yeah.
so that we wanted us to do this.
Yeah.
And what we have to do with the proposed solution to it, but funding is gonna be.
Yeah, I know. We just came here for a tour. We're seeing, just to check on our staff, our students,
Well,
out
and
there
issues.
walking.
So, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up to the board, that
Yeah.
this is what came out of that request.
So, in line with trying to fix things, Mr. Madonna, the thing that I want to ask you regarding the FEMA projects in the schools, man, for example, like OEI, I think that they moved the classrooms to other classrooms so that, I think the tear down of the rooftop, and then those solar panels again, and wires and everything, has that been determined by the fact that it has to be, or is it just still in good condition that we don't have to repair those things? I'm just trying to ask this question.
Well, when FEMA came and did their assessment, and that's how they came up with the approved scope of work. So, where the project, we were just following FEMA's scope, that they determined that need to be repaired or replaced. So, like for example, one of the buildings at OEI was supposed to be turned off to the contractor, but because the solar panels on top, the contractor is working with MRE, that installed the unit to come up with the costs and to remove that. Because, as you know, the contractor can just come in and touch the solar panel. It's strictly the contractor,
Sure.
MRE and PSS. So we're moving towards that, and we're hoping to get those resolved hopefully by next week, so they can actually go out and do the work of that. That's one of the whole as far as that.
You know, I just asked that question, Mr. Mendoza, because the fact that I do recall even at OEI, right? You know, the louvers, the tiles, everything in the overhang that they had, and those are pretty recently, to me, it looks like, if that's my house, I'm not gonna touch it because it's still good. So that's why I'm asking the question, whether do we have to, and if not that we have to, then that money can be used to move somewhere else for a school that needs greater or more repair. That's all I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying.
The purpose of the FEMA project is to make repairs and fix it up.
Right.
Right now, if that particular, like the tiles, for example, that's already fixed.
Yeah, that's fixed.
We can execute a change, a deductive change order that takes that amount away from the project.
Yeah.
Which you said could be used
To something else, yeah. And that's what I'm asking that been looked at to be considered? You got two other schools too right now ongoing. So, I don't get it when the rooftop there, which I recall, was just changed about maybe 2 or a year ago, something like that. And those are new, those are the anti-rust things that are out there. So I don't understand why are we going to replace those when they are still in good condition?
That was
Mr. Smith.
That was repaired under emergency, FEMA emergency, in order to get the classrooms up and running back in 2019. So that, if you're talking about OEIB building, that roof was changed by ABC program, which is funded by OIA, maybe a year or two before the storm. Some of that building got damaged and was replaced with, Kimo, do you know the category for the emergency measures?
It's
Category Z?
category A.
Category A. So it was repaired under emergency measures for that in order to get the classrooms up and running as fast as possible. So that building, C building, and D building all had damage to their roofs. So that's how we fixed those. So now FEMA comes back in and they made their PW, the project worksheet, and determined that the whole roof needs to be changed. And now from there, I don't know what the process is.
The plumber saying, Mr. Smith, if the pipe ain't broken, don't try to fix it. It's good.
I hear you.
Keep it there.
Not my policy.
Spend money here when it's still good. I mean, I don't get it, man. Guys, you follow where I was coming from. It's something to look at, and Commissioner, if need be, that's what we need to look at and get that money from that school to another school for more repairs needed. So let's do it. I get it, it's FEMA project, but why are we going to repair something that doesn't need repair? It's ludicrous for us to do that. No, I don't get it.
Well, we've been using some of our funds to do emergency repairs and then getting reimbursements back. But that's obviously a process.
Right? Okay.
So yeah, that's what we're looking into all that.
And if I may just quickly clarify, like what Mr. Smith and the Commissioner are stating, when PSS got in and applied for FEMA assistance, they actually applied for permanent repairs. But because, emergency repairs are also available and to just restore those classrooms so they can be functioning while PSS works on procurement to get to the permanent fixes, which is, I believe, category E, then that would explain why they're coming back because these buildings have to be resilient to withstand future storms. Because if PSS decides to just keep the emergency repairs in place, and God forbid another storm hits and it breaks that building, guess what? FEMA will not cover repairs to that. So no fault to PSS. Of course, you would want to apply for permanent. Permanent.
I get it.
But yeah.
It's just, it's crazy. It's a crazy thing. Thank you for that, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well,
You're not sure.
the last one, Commissioner, regarding the tax act, remember the lights? The wall lights, the one is in the scope, those big one? They're not functioning. They're all off.
You guys recommend
Parking lot?
Yes, no, the main building in the back. Building, this whole building, the wall lights, all those white ones, they're out, everything. We have the cameras, but we don't have the light.
Okay, we'll take a look at that. You got it?
We'll work on that. Yeah. It's just that the concern is that it was the blue or funding issues, so that's why we have the security guard, right? On the in-campus. Since we don't have the security guard now, we have the cameras, because it's just the camera with all of that. Because I don't know how many times that they.
Talking chat.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I'll take a look at it.
And the security, I don't know how many times they rob you with the rob that school there.
Yeah, we should be aggressive with that's why we installed the security guard. That is not happening set, but we're in the picture.
Yeah.
And,
That's That's it for me.
Yep. I'm good, Chairman, yeah.
Number Toro? Warren? Anything?
I'm good.
Okay, so. Another party?
Right now, Orlando.
Yes, yes.
Just thank you again for continuing coming to the, I know they've been working a lot as for today, and thank you guys for coming down. I always see you guys almost monthly. Just like I'm even over there. I see you here and there, so thank you guys all for coming down and helping today.
Mr. Commissioner, by you.
All right, party, thank you.
Right.
Everyone's invited for me, so you know.
Pika Fest, right? The
Pika Fest in February.
All right.
Okay.
Very nice, thank you.
Okay, so that's it. So nothing, so we'll go adjourn here.
Yeah, Chairman, I move to adjourn our CIP meeting as conducted.
Second motion.
Okay. We adjourn, motion seconded. We adjourn 10:20. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody, for being here at FDM. All of us in virtual, there was people virtual.